beautifuls and beloveds. See, I don't only show you dance stuff, I also talk. Dance warrior. It's not just dancing, it's having to stand up for yourself, speaking quite outspokenly, and I don't care what anybody thinks about it. Comment all you want. You ain't gonna intimidate me anymore. I'm done. You know, come on. Don't let anybody tell you what to do. Just don't. If you're an evil person and a good person is trying to tell you what to do, you know what? You have to stand corrected, really, because the court of law is going to put you there anyway. Yeah, I've got a lot to say. I have a lot to say. Let's see, what was I talking about? All these people doing this stuff. Yeah, keeping the heart supple. So how do you keep it beating? Let's just start with that. How do you keep it beating, let alone soft? You know, breathe. How do you keep breathing? Well, my life is certainly worth saving. I've got a lot to offer this world. Isn't that the fear that I actually am allowed to break through the glass ceiling? Who put, oh, there it was. There it is. Who put that glass ceiling there? Who decided to put it there in my life? I didn't. It wasn't my talent. I know this because people are trying to steal it from me. They know I'm good. I know I'm good. It wasn't the government. That's a facade. Do you understand what I'm saying? The corporations, look at it. Do your homework. The corporations, they lobby, they put their own people in government. They want the social, not all of the corporations, certain ones, want a socialistic, communistic control type atmosphere. They want to control the weather, they want to control the people, they want to control the money, they want to control the power, they want to control who's famous. They want to control social media and who gets to get all the views and likes. You know, we get more views than a lot of people, but they keep the numbers down. We did an experiment on this. This is like, do me a favor, go to your computer and view our video, and the numbers don't go up. Like, this is a scam. You know, I know a lot of people like my stuff. I know a lot of people, and plus they're regurgitating some of it too. Somebody had to see it. You know, somebody, the stuff we didn't put up online had different access paths. Not hard to figure out. It's kind of fun now for us. This feels so good. Oh, is the battery going? We might need another battery. So the glass ceiling, who put that up there for me or anybody? Oh, I'm pretty sure it's the corporations. I'm looking at it through my whole life, my timeline that I did. It's just like, oh, and then these people were here, and then they made this product, and I was working on this product too. You know? And if they get word or notion or wind that I'm doing something, let's randomly talk about Noelle's Pillows and Bedroom Boutique. They would raise a doppelganger or a mirror of that and prop up a person. I'm just using it as a hypothetical example. I really have that business and always had. You know, it's passed through different hands because I wanted it that way. I own it. Fully. Oh my gosh, sorry guys, I'm just freezing and I'm sweating at the same time. So that was a glass ceiling too for me, because it was always that other person, hypothetically we're talking, right? Copying me. And I'm like, why are all these people copying me for? It was the corporations putting these people in place to be that person. And then I also saw it in well, look at everything I do. And I can point out a doppelganger or somebody else. And I had people say, well, don't you think that artists can come up with the same thing at the same time? I said, no, actually I don't. Not all of this. There was an access point. And I found it. Somebody's husband was videoing our concert and gave it to somebody else. And that's how they saw my stuff. I'm like, okay, We found access points because the corporations were counting on the fact of, it's a sign from God, I must be doing the right thing. And I started reading more in the scriptures and more in the Old Testament. Ground yourself in the Old Testament because it makes the New Testament make more sense. Because I was like, wait, it doesn't make sense for us to always give to our enemies and love our enemies. What does God mean by that? Because we're getting decimated from it. I don't think he meant that. He doesn't. Loving your enemies means also holding them to account. It also means pray for them. Pray for your enemies. I pray for salvation or destruction. Very godly. It was done in the New and Old Testament. Either repent and we could be family and friends, or bye-bye. You will do yourself in. And that's what these corporations have found out, because eventually the sin of the Amorites meets its full measure. That's another one of mine too. Do you actually understand what that means? Your deeds, if you keep putting into your basket good deeds, you meet your full measure, then God can justly reward. Now if you're an evil person or a bad person doing bad things and you put all this bad stuff into your basket, okay, you're going to meet your full measure and God will justly reward you for that. It might not seem like a reward in the positive connotative sense, but it will be what you deserve. So I'm like, okay. Just by looking at the Satan list, God list, bad, good. Very, very elementary, very, very simple. But Christians today have forgotten about that. They're not being taught this, except for somebody who got my words against my will. I wonder how that person feels about this. You know, they wanted me to do all this stuff. I'm like, I ain't getting paid, I ain't getting credit. I ain't gonna make somebody else look good. These are my words. I'm worthy of being the mouthpiece. If you're worthy of stealing them from me, and you're not worthy of stealing them from me, but I'm making a point here. If my words and my dance and me, my character, my personality, my hairstyles, haircut, if it's worthy of stealing, don't you think it's worthy of me owning? So get back to the Jews now. Do you know what they were had to do? Or not even by choice, but their stuff was stolen and redistributed to everybody else. You are not, that this is basically what they were telling them, the Third Reich and, you know, Nazi Germany. You are not valuable enough as a human being, even though you look just like everybody else, and your heart beats the same as everybody else, and your insides look the same as everybody else's. You're not human. We're dehumanizing you to the point where you're not even valuable enough to own your own stuff. And they took it and gave it to everybody else. That's what's being done to me. Is it because I am Jewish and my culture and faith? I wonder. I hope not. If it is, it's quite disgusting. It is quite disgusting no matter what reason it's being done. Why was I dehumanized? Why? I'd done no wrong. Even if I did wrong, nobody deserves that. Let's just say I lied about something. Totally dehumanizing and stealing a person's stuff is not fighting force with force. It's like overkill. You know, somebody who lies, you hold them accountable by making them tell the truth. And if they've told a whole bunch of people lies, then they need to tell a whole bunch of those same people the truth. That's equal. That's what God meant by an eye for an eye. You understand? If somebody does you harm, there has to be equal restitution given to you. We've done things that were mistakes. We couldn't do our festival this year because of, you know, so we're trying to make it up to everybody who we accepted. Oh guys, if you got accepted into our festival, our email accounts were hacked. Write into us and let us know if we missed you. You know, so we can put you back in the roster and the lineup. You probably won't be able to do the same dance again. You know, that's just the way it goes. Or maybe you will, I don't know. It depends how much you performed it and what it looks like now. But, you know, just let us know is what I'm trying to say. But we didn't even do anything wrong, and yet and I don't want to say we're giving restitution, we're just trying to restore and put everything back. And maybe even make it better. You see what I mean? So, we're not hypocrites. If we didn't contact you, you need to contact us. If you're our enemy and you're trying to get a dance into our show because the enemy is trying to pull a fast one, we need to talk to you and find out what your alliances are, because we've been told by council not to let anybody in who has the appearance of evil or who you think may be harming you in some way, even if they're like wolves in sheep's clothing, okay? So that's an aside, but yeah, get back to us. Here's the other thing though. Why is it that the glass ceiling is even there anyway? Is that some like, what people make it out to be some like ethereal, strange BS that happens? Look for the source. My dad always says, chase the money. Find out where the money is coming from, and you'll figure out your source. Okay, the glass ceiling. We did the same thing with the glass ceiling. What is the source of the glass ceiling in my life? And we found it was corporations. Because I was their best kept secret. I was their resource. I said this again, once, I'll say it again. I was only their best kept secret if they could keep me a secret. So that would explain why I did everything right and it wasn't working. Lightning can't strike 1,000 times in the same place, and it struck even more than just that, to the same person over and over and over and over again. You know, there was a cartoon thing, Ziggy, born under a black cloud. Well, you know what? I don't subscribe to that superstitious nonsense. So you gotta think, were these cartoons put out there as a mindset to get people to not look at the source for the glass ceiling and their failure? And I don't see that I'm a failure, but I was only allowed to get so far. And then the rug was swiped out from under me. And I'm like, no. You are not going to try to destroy my dancing. You're not going to try to destroy my festival. You are not going to try to do all of this stuff, because what people might deem as petty is actually illegal. You understand? And everyone's hoping that, we don't find out, or putting certain people in there that in our lives to thwart and redirect. It's that, I don't see anything here, it's just pettiness. No, actually we read some law books and it's classified as certain obstructions and certain civil rights things. So I'm like, I knew it was something. And we're finding out more and more and more. Education, okay? But you see, these people are putting corporations, not all of them, okay, just certain ones, wanting this control and this power over the people, saying, no, you get to do this now, you get to do this now. And they're doing it in education, which is one of the pillars of society, and media and entertainment, okay? It's infiltrated all 7 pillars, but it's really hitting those areas right now very, very hard. Like trying to figure out with my board and people around me, why am I being targeted so much, especially now? It's because we started speaking up about it. And I said, well, they were eavesdropping in on us, and that's how they knew what we were going to do and when, and that's why certain things in our lives happen and unravel, and just before you know it, all the dominoes just kept falling. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So, yeah. We found out the source of the glass ceiling. We found out that these corporations, and this is ready information out there for any of you people to do your own research and find, as we did too. And, the special interest. So let's look at X-Files, the show, right? So superstitious, fun, I love it, great, whatever, have fun. But the character Fox Mulder, and of course a screenwriter who, I don't know, was it Chris Carter who did that episode, the government freaks out. I'm doing a summation. If they cannot label, categorize, or quickly reference you. No, it's the corporations who are using the government as their scapegoat. And in some cases, the corporate people have put their own people in the government. And I'm like, this makes so much sense. And we did our research and we found all these documents, and I'm like, oh my god, it's just right there, in public even. So, open your eyes. I get so tired of hearing everybody say, I'm woke, I'm awake, or I'm woke, whatever. I'm like, that's nice, but you're not really, because you haven't discovered this. This is being awake. I didn't like this. It ain't some euphoric moment where you're saying, I'm now a whole person because I now believe this. This is being awake. You know? Artists, we have a right to own our stuff. It's a law. Artist ownership is where we stand, and so many people are like, oh, share, share, share. Well, if you want to do that, fine, but if I don't want to do it, fine. I don't want to do it because I have spent a whole lifetime, apparently, since I was a teenager, being stolen from corporations. I don't know how I've been as successful as I've been, but this is a small percentage what they were comfortable with letting me have. I should have been so much more successful, so much more. And I shouldn't be a poor person while everybody else is making money off of my stuff. Get out of here. Come on now. And oh, by the way, I've been wearing my ponytail like this. It's like the Ariana Grande ponytail. You know, I started putting this style and this online before she was even something. And, you know, whatever. But now we know the resource. They're taking my pictures and giving it to people. Even makeup. I had to take a class, and you guys know I love body makeup, face makeup. I just love doing it. It's so fun. It's another one of my talents. And I can do anything if I set my mind to it. You can too. I don't know if you'll be good at it, but you can do it. It's a free world, and I thought it was a free country. Apparently not for me. Read my and my husband's little essay about, you know, the phenoms in art, authors and all of that. It's an amazing eye-opener what we found out. So then we were wondering why all of this stuff about my red ribbons was being attacked and people trying to suppress it. No, you can't put it in our school program. It's a really good program. You can't do it here. You can't. Why? You're letting all this other trash in your things, and it's bad, and I can tear it apart, and I can actually remake it and make it a better program if I can do that. No, gaslighting and controlling me and trying to control my thing. So let's just put a theory out there. And maybe we have the evidence to substantiate it. I ain't gonna say, but just have fun. Let's have fun. And let's just say this is a theory. So last year we have our wills done and updated, my estate, and then all of a sudden we have an accident. Just a coincidence, right? And then we have another accident. Just a coincidence, right? With my heirs. All of us almost all wiped out. Gee, if you look at my will and who inherits everything and my copyright, and especially red ribbons, but no, that we can't go there. That's make-believe, right? Superstitious theory, conspiracy theory, right? You do know that everything is a conspiracy theory. Even what happened on 9/11, that whole thing, that was a conspiracy theory. What they say is the actual truth, it's still a conspiracy theory. It's a thesis in which you derive and make up your thoughts, and you base it on facts, and it was a conspiracy. A group of people conspiring to do some harm. Why don't people conspire to do good? I don't know. But yeah, even factually proven things are conspiracy theories. So, you know, we can just stop with making fun of people who put those things out there, because everything is. Do you know the greatest scientific minds? That's how they started, with their thesis. Not everything is a conspiracy, but, you know, you're trying to figure out what gravity is. It started with a theory. Anyway, okay, that's an aside. But let's get back to what I was talking about. So we have 2 catastrophic accidents, right? And then all of a sudden we're trying to legitimately register our trademark. And we can show you all the emails and the video of all the very fishy stuff going on behind the scenes. People taking things down, taking our names off of it, putting them back on after we get in touch with the government and Congress. And I'm like, Oh, come on. This is so documented, it's obvious. Somebody else wants my marketable product, red ribbons. Oh, can you imagine it? What can you market out of that? Well, the ribbon for one thing, right? We own the trademark. Anybody gets in the way of that, you're probably going to be in big trouble. We've had this for a very long time, trying to redirect and use it as a different name and make the meaning mean something different to distract and deflect. What does it mean for us? Not only dances, but what are we dancing about? Primarily, it started with, sexual child abuse. Why all this deflection and trying to keep us from, doing what we want to do? So you have to think. You follow the glass ceiling, where's the source of that? Follow the money. Follow the trail for this too. And we found out. Corporations, leave me alone, okay? Because it's making you more suspect and it's making more eyes open and investigate. Fine with me. I didn't do anything wrong. So you just put all these things together and you wonder, why is it such a big deal? Why is everyone